Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a bronze kind of summer makeup tutorial. I know it's like the end of summer because it's August 1st, which means in 30 days I go to college. So yeah, so I just want to like absorb summer as much as I can for right now. So I'm just gonna do like what I usually do in the summer when I wear makeup, which is just kind of like a bronzy eye, just like neutral stuff. Not a lot, but just enough to get the job done. So if I'm constantly looking down, it's because I have a mirror here. So that's why. So let's just get right onto the video. So first, I'm gonna prime, and this is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. And I just took like a pump of that on my finger, and I'm just applying that to my face, all over. So now that I primed my skin, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation in the shade 200. And then I'm just gonna take like a pump or two and apply that to the back of my hand. And I'm going to apply it with this Wet n Wild kind of flat top kabuki brush. So I'm just gonna apply that all over my face, down my neck, nose, cupid's bow, chin. And then I'm gonna dip in again, and this time just circle it into the skin. And just like put a little in my eyes. And I'm just gonna swirl around and just apply down my neck, forehead, temples, just like my ears. Down my neck. Basically use like a swirling motion just to buff it into the skin. I like to make sure my foundation is just super blended so there's no harsh lines. So I just go over it a couple of times just to make sure it's all blended and there's no patches. So now that we have applied the foundation, I'm gonna go in with my concealer, which is the All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Fair. So I'm just going to apply this under my eyes, kind of like a triangle formation, and bring that along the side of my nose and kind of extend it. And then same thing with the other side. And then center of my forehead, down my nose, cupid's bow and chin. And I'm taking that same Wet n Wild brush. I'm just gonna blend that in. Hold on, I just dropped the brush. I'm so sorry. So, just gonna continue blend in that concealer, and hold on, I'm just gonna grab my mirror and go up close, make sure it's blended, because this concealer does tend to dry fast. So I like to work with it as abruptly as I can. Sorry if I was like blending with the mirror. Now that our concealer is blended, I'm going to use my Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder in the shade 01 Light. I haven't used this powder in a while, but it was one of my go-to powders. I feel like with the one I've been using from Wet n Wild, I feel like my concealer doesn't last as long as it did with this powder. So I'm just putting it where I got some in my eye. I'm just putting it where I put that concealer, and then just kind of going all over my face to kind of, I'm gonna go into the kind of solid, it's not like a loose powder, it's more of a, just like a, it's not translucent, I don't know what it's called, it's just a powder. So I'm gonna use this all over my face, where I kind of just mainly focus the other one where I put the concealer. So this one just goes all over my face. So I kind of really like the combination. Now I'm gonna go back into this Wet n Wild kit with the bronzer. This kit is the shade Dulce de Leche, or Dulce de Leche, however you want to pronounce it. And then I'm just gonna kind of go ham on the brows, because this is a super bronzy look. I'm just kind of focusing the bronzer where naturally it would hit my face. And just kind of hit the bronzer along my cupid's bow. And then I'm just gonna bronze the whole forehead. I used to only do the temples, but I feel like this, like, the most bronze you are is your forehead. I'm just gonna pinch the sides and take the excess powder, just go down my nose. And this is the Urban Studio powder brush. So now that we've bronzed, it's blush time. So I'm gonna use the Kylie Jenner Barely Legal blush, just with this kind of like angled blush brush. I'm just gonna focus it on my cheekbones and then kind of blend it outward to kind of make it look like it's super blown out. I love a good peachy blush. I'm just gonna put some on my forehead, and I'm gonna put like a smidge on my nose. Because I just love the effect it gives. So now it's highlighter. So I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the shade Blossom Glow. It's just this kind of super pretty iridescent pink. So I'm just gonna take this, I think it's a Profusion a tapered highlighting brush. So I'm just gonna swirl the brush here, kind of kick off some of that excess, and then just focus it on the high points of my cheeks. Bring it up to my temples. I'll bring it to the temple. I'm just gonna take a smidge from the corner part. Just go straight down the nose, tap it in, and then focus it on the tip of my nose. And then hit the cupid's bow and the chin. And I'm just gonna go in the brow bone. And then the palette I'm going to be using for this look is the Laura Lee Katz Pajamas palette, because it has really pretty tones and has a really pretty bronzy shade. So I'm going to take my Blanchant Mermaid Fluffy Brush, and I'm going to mix the shades Bomb Diggity and Cray Cray, these two top brown shades. I love to mix these two as transition shades because I just feel like one's a cooler tone and one's a little warm tone, but they go perfectly together. So I'm just gonna focus those two in the crease of my eye. And if you don't know where your crease is, it's not your lid, but above your lid, but below your eyebrow. So it's like right here on your eye, kind of where the fold in your eye is. Don't know if that makes any sense, but like that little spot where your eyelid folds, that's where your crease is. If you're just starting out in makeup and don't really know how to find that. This palette has gone through hell, but I still religiously use it. It's so good. So I'm just gonna keep blending and keep adding and blending. That's kind of what I do. I just add and blend till I like how it looks. These two shades kind of make like a caramel brown almost. So I really like that as a transition shade. And I'm just gonna repeat the same thing on the other eye. But I'm not gonna put it so low on my lid. Just kind of keep it up higher. Blending the shadows just kind of diffuses it, so there's no harsh lines anyway. And I feel like this is the perfect flush brush to just get in there. Then I'm just gonna amplify it on the other eye. And if you ever feel like it's too much, you could just like take your finger and just wipe it through. That's my favorite trick to do when I think it's too much. I just go through and kind of go in with like my nail and just kind of shape it up. That's my favorite thing to do with eyeshadow. So now that I'm happy with that transition, I'm gonna take this dome top brush and I'm gonna dip into this shade right here called Kooky. It's kind of like a mauvey brown purple, but I'm just gonna take just the teensiest bit of it just to add some depth. But I don't want the kind of purpliness to overpower the look. So I'm just kind of just weaving it through. Kind of like that. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. Not so much of it, just like the slightest amount, so I can focus it on the outer corners and still add depth to the eye, but this is all about like the kind of bronziness. So I really don't want this purpley toned brown to kind of overpower everything. It's just kind of like another transitional color, if you will. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and just kind of like spread it outward to kind of like flick it, the shadow upward. So I'm going to be using the shade Redonkulous, which is this really pretty kind of bronze shade. So I think I'm just gonna take it on this packing brush and I'm gonna spray my brush with some Master Fix setting spray from Maybelline. Just to kind of wet the brush so it really intensifies the bronziness. But I don't want it so bronze where it overpowers. But I just don't want it to be plain, kind of matte looking. So I'm just going to take my mirror closer so I can get really into my lid. So now that it's just applied, I'm going to dip in again to that Redonkulous shade. And just gonna apply it to the other lid. And I went from kind of like swiping motions to kind of tapping motions to really distribute the color. I'm gonna take that fluffy brush again, just kind of blend everything together so it's just a little more kind of even and not so harsh and defined. So now I'm just gonna take that highlight that I used earlier and use that highlighting brush I used as well and just kind of pack that in the inner corner because I think the pink will really set off the gold. And then I'm just gonna swipe it under my lower lash line as well. Just to kind of give it a little more depth, if you will. And I'm gonna use my Avenue waterproof mascara. And I'm applying like the thinnest coat. I also feel like this eye look kind of sets off like the brown in my eye, like the gold kind of flecks in my eye. So I feel like that's super pretty as well because my eyes have like a natural kind of shift to them. They go between brown and hazel. So next I'm going to be applying the Kylie Malibu lip liner, which is just kind of like a brown nude. I love Kylie's matte liquid lipsticks. Some people say they're too drying, but I feel like they're just right. But everyone has their own personal preference. I have the shades Malibu and Dirty Peach, which is one of my favorite summer peaches. And yeah, and then I have her gloss and then her blush. I really enjoy her products. I've never tried like her eyeshadows or anything, but I want to. So I'm going to be applying the lipstick in the shade Mama Star, which is by MAC X Patrick Star. So I'm just following my natural lip line. And finally, just gonna add some setting spray. This is the Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray from Maybelline. So I'm just gonna give my face a good spritz. And I'm just gonna take that powder brush and just blend that in. So I'm just kind of dabbing in to my skin. And here is the end product of my kind of bronze summer makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. And always remember, be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Bye guys.